Hey, what's going on, guys? This is AndrewChicken, and welcome back to another video. Paladins just dropped its final update of the year, the Aico's Vault update. And, well, they didn't give us much of an early warning. They put out a few teasers on Twitter.com, and then today, on the 20th, they just dropped it after saying they would drop it on Monday. We haven't gotten the patch notes until today, so I'm recording this literally as the patch just went live, which is pretty exciting, but also means my video schedule screwed up. But, yeah, let's go ahead and check out everything that this patch has to offer. So up first, this patch is kind of like Halloween for Christmas in terms of the cosmetics that we're getting. So we have this new Demons and Revenants chest, which has a bunch of new skins, but also has some returning limited skins, which is a very spicy decision on the part of Evil Mojo. But as you can see, we've got Banshee Ying in this chest, looking very fine, as always. This is a really nice skin that, sadly, I missed out on when I did the original event, because I was there for that event. I got Sanguine Fernando, which is also in this chest, but I didn't get the Ying skin. I didn't get the Vivian skin. Actually, is the Vivian skin in here? I'm not seeing the Vivian skin, so that's interesting. I wonder why they decided not to include that one. Anyways, we've also got a bunch of recolors that are completely brand new, such as Frozen Over Sky, which, it's another Bikini Sky skin. I guess it looks good. Yeah, moving on. We've got the Grave Danger Androxus skin, which it's very funny, the timing of this, because this skin was actually teased on the PTS a full year ago, actually more than a year ago at this point, and it's just been sitting in the vault unreleased until now. And I still have no idea why they decided to do it now, and not for the Halloween update or anything like that, but, yeah, this is, a year-old Andro skin now at this point, but it is completely brand new. I just noticed some clipping there, hold on. If I, rotate him too fast? Did I, clip in his boots? I thought I saw it clip in his... Yeah, it clips in his boots for a sec. Oh no. Clipping issues, as always, with a Paladin skin. But yeah, it looks pretty sick. It's just, edgelord to the max, so I imagine we'll see plenty of people rocking this Andro skin in no time. We've also got a very hot take, or a very hot skin, I guess, which is actually kind of cold, and actually kind of spicy at the same time. It's a, it's all sorts of adjectives all at once. It's a recolor of Soul Eater Genos. And I have to say, this actually looks pretty wicked. Look at that gun. That is, super blue and shiny. Look at the eye. That's, crazy looking. I'm gonna have to get this one for myself and actually try it out in-game, which of course I'll have in-game footage of basically all of these skins eventually on the YouTube channel. I'll be recording a bunch of videos for this update over the next week, so yeah, hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for all the skins and stuff. Yeah, it's great. But this skin actually, I would say, looks pretty good. And it's an alternative to the Soul Eater skin that you can now pick up for yourself. It's not the original Soul Eater, sadly. So, yeah, I imagine if they were to re-release that one, it would be a lot more expensive. But yeah, this is kind of the cheaper and more accessible option, which is nice that they finally have that. Next up, we have Soul's Animus, which is the red version of the Soul Eater Furia skin, which also looks pretty wicked. And it reminds me a lot of Ivory's Furia, which I helped make a render for, but she did the recolor originally, and she did a very nice job of recoloring it. It gives off those types of vibes, but it is, I guess, Evil Mojo's take on a red edition of this skin. I will say, I think I prefer Ivory's, but yeah, this one's still pretty good. So yeah, there's this as well, and then we've got the Shadowstalker Drake. Ew. Forgot this mount existed. It's kind of trash. But then we also have the Deadly Drake mount, which is not trash. And this was also on the PTS. And we actually got to use it for multiple PTS cycles in a row before it suddenly got removed. And now it's finally here in the game. So, yay! 1-year-old content that we knew about, but technically wasn't released yet. Let's go! And then, yeah, we've got Barebones Dredge and Sanguine Fernando, as I said. These are the ones I already own, that's why they're at the bottom of the chest. So it's 400 crystals a pop, which is, of course, about $8 a pop, although I believe they're doing a crystal sale right now, if I saw correctly, on the front page here. Yes, 20% off, so it's actually more like $7 now. Which, hey, if you want to buy crystals and support me and support this channel directly in the process, I recommend going to nexus.gg/AndrewChicken, which is the website you see on screen here. At this website, you can buy crystals, the season pass, all sorts of DLC, and more. It's got basically everything you could ever want, and a portion of the proceeds go to supporting this channel directly. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you would check this out. This is officially affiliated with Evil Mojo Studios. They partnered with Nexus to allow creators to yeah, basically get supported by their viewers this way. So I'd really, really appreciate it if you would check it out. Link is in the description below. But yeah, there are 2 more skins this update which I want to go over. These are the skins that they've been advertising everywhere to show off the Aico's Vault update. And they're actually quite interesting and cute takes on Ray skins, where we've got Admiration, which is Ray, but if she was Leon. So she's kind of dressing up as her favorite person, House Aico, who she adores, and I don't know. I'll let you create the fan fiction there. But yeah, that's a pretty cute idea of a skin, honestly, and I kind of like it. But I think I prefer the other one slightly more. This is Delight, and it is Ray as if she was Emoji. And the reason she is dressing up as Emoji, by the way, because you might be confused if you don't know the lore. Ray is a Lepori, which, where does it say that here? Does it actually say that here? I don't think it directly says it, but she lives in the burrows. She is a Lepori, which is the race that Moji is. And basically that's, you know, this, like, shape-shifting bunny. So that's why she appears in a human form. She's not technically a human. She's technically Moji, but she's shapeshifted herself to look like this. Moji can shapeshift people into cookies, so that's just generally their shtick, and that's why this skin actually makes a lot of sense, and I like it. I like the little hat that she has. So yeah, these 2 skins are 400 crystals a pop, and yeah, pretty good stuff. Now, these new Ray skins are actually even better than I thought when I recorded this. I'm actually going back and showing you just how cool these skins are, because they actually have custom effects and custom voice packs, which the voice pack is very silly. It's Leon trying to do a Ray impression.
Hello. You're amazing. You should join House Aico. Nice job. Yes, yes, yes. You're amazing. You should join House Aico. Shoot. That is very unfortunate.
It's very silly, but check out these visual effects.
We can win this.
They're like that sort of rainbowy, like, princessy Leon type stuff. Let me check out the link. Yeah, the link's got like that emblem of the Aico Vault that's been used this update. We've got, oh my gosh, just the magical sparkly envelop. Let's do the ultimate and the healing. Here's the healing. Just some bounces, and then the ultimate. Yeah, pretty sick, but it gets even better. Now, sadly, the Moji edition doesn't have its own special voice pack. It's just the Leon one again.
You're amazing. You should join House Aico.
But these effects are pretty cool. So we've got the familiar spit as her projectile, but like magicked up to also look like Ray. That is really cute. Let me go over here. Look at the heel. Look at this heel. It's a cookie! It's a cookie! That is amazing. Here's the link. A bit more generic. And then we've got the envelop, which is kind of like its own magic barrier. That is so cool. And now let's do the ultimate.
Fight does not end here.
Oh, that was a different voice line for some reason. But yeah.
Fight does not end here.
It's got a cookie. So they actually did really special custom effects for both of these skins, which is absolutely amazing. I love that little touch. It adds so much life to both of them, and yeah, these skins are generally just really cute, so happy to see that. So those are the skins from this update. Now, let's talk about one more major feature from the update before we get into the balance. Dragon's Call. This is a really old game mode, in the same vein as Siege of Ascension Peak and Rise of Furia. This was like the third major custom unique game mode that they added to the game that, well, was limited time mode back in the day, but it is back as another limited time mode. So this is kind of like soccer slash football in Paladins Champions of the Realm, and I never actually played it. Ever. This is the only one I didn't play. It's not because I wasn't around at the time, although I wasn't really enjoying the game as much at the time, so that's partially why I didn't play it. The other part was I don't care about sports. I'm not a super huge fan of the sports ball, and I heard it was tremendously buggy, so I just didn't check it out. It probably is still buggy. To some extent. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking this out on stream later, so definitely follow me over on Twitch for that. And yeah, it's a unique game mode. It's got a unique, completely textured map, and it honestly looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely recommend checking this out, especially if you enjoyed Rise of Furia or Siege of Ascension Peak. But also, if you didn't enjoy those limited time modes, this is something that's completely different. It's actually completely different to most of the stuff you know in this game. So yeah, maybe that's another excuse to check it out then. Alright, so now let's check out the balance. We have got some very spicy changes in here. We've got a few changes that I think most people would be very happy to see. We've got some very bold and, yeah, pretty scary, but also interesting changes. And then we've got a few changes that'll make you go, huh? What are they smoking up there at Evil Mojo HQ Studios? So let's start off. We're just going to go in alphabetical order here with Ash. Slugshot got a buff, which I'm very happy to see. I was actually just talking about this like a week ago. And, well, apparently Evil Mojo was thinking about this well before I was even talking about that. Because, according to Cryptic, these changes were all actually kind of locked in and ready to go for this patch before Valor's End. Like, they already decided what they were going to do, they were just implementing it. So you're not actually going to see really any changes at all to characters like Seven or Caspian in this update, because, yeah, those will be coming in, I guess, Season 7, probably. They didn't want to change champions that were already, you know, changed in the Valor's End update before the Valor's End update went live, if that makes sense. Developer timelines are complicated. Let's talk about the balance here. So this talent now deals 50 more damage, and yeah, it's just the same old Slugshot, but it does 50 more damage. So I was thinking along the lines of a 10% damage increase, which would be 40 more damage, but they decided to go a little bit higher than that. And this is a huge buff for this talent. This immediately went from being a pretty crummy talent to now being a talent that I definitely see people playing, because, well, that extra damage means she is now doing a lot more single target damage with this talent. Which is good, because she's sacrificing all of her AoE damage, all of her cover denial, so it makes sense that the single target damage should improve, I think. It's just like Tinker and Barrack, except for Ash, so yeah, let's try this out. Random health build, and yeah, 450, 450, 450, 450, and wha-bam! And I believe there, we actually needed one fewer shot to kill the Ying. And then we can try, of course, let's do the burst combo! Wha-bam! Oh, I hit Ying there accidentally. I think that took the same amount of shots to kill, though, but, you know, if he were getting healed there, the point is, you're going to need generally fewer shots to kill people with Ash now. This is actually a pretty major buff to the talent, and this is actually higher than it was way back in the day, because I believe way back in the day it was 440 and then went down to like 420 or something like that. So, yeah, very major buff for Ash here, and I think you'll definitely see a lot more Ash players now, especially running this talent, which is very cool to see. Alright, guess what talent I'm playing? Guess what talent I'm playing?
Don't give up.
That's right, it's Fiery Disposition! Fiery Disposition now only applies the fire to her grenade shots. The Cluster Bomb, the Explosive Personality, and the Hail Bombs no longer apply the fire effect, which is going to really, A, make Betty a lot less powerful, but B, make people a lot less annoyed with Betty. So, interesting change, although honestly, maybe they should make the fire effect a little bit stronger now to compensate for the fact that it's only on the grenades. Just a thought. I don't know. Either way, this is a pretty huge nerf to Betty. So, yeah, casual players rejoice. Khan got a card change to Chokehold. I believe this card healed you after hitting someone with Commander's Grab. I don't know. Nobody used it. But now, it increases the travel speed and distance of Commander's Grab by up to 20%. So let's just slot this in this random build, and, yeah, here we go. Let's see, can I grab Ying from here? I absolutely can. Alright, let's test how far we can actually go with this thing. Alright, so from this door, we can go out to about here. That's definitely, yeah, that feels about 20% farther. That's, pretty interesting. I still don't know how much you'll see this card in anybody's builds, but at least it seems a little bit better than it was before. Koga got hit really hard this update. Like, really, really hard. And it's honestly a bit tragic, but, yeah, Adrenaline Junkie is now half as effective. Instead of generating 1 energy for every 80 damage done with submachine guns, it's now 160. Oh boy, this hurts basically every single playstyle for Koga, because the other two talents are dookie, and then this talent is basically what you'd use for everything else, and so, yeah, this talent is just, oof. It's a lot worse now. Let me just do random build here. This build, and then let's just, I don't know, dash, shoot the Ying, A full clip now gets me 1 bar. So let's... 1 clip? Yeah, a full clip for 1 bar, basically. And then I pop agility for my ammo increase. I am able to generate my energy, but you're going to need to be a lot more careful with how you use your abilities now. You can't spam nearly as effectively as you could previously. And yeah, this is really going to hurt Koga. Definitely still playable with a roller, of course, because his damage is amazing on roller. But, oof. Ow! Poor Koga. Lilith got a talent rework, and it's actually to Murderous Intent. They believed that Murderous Intent, the old version, was just too niche. You didn't really pierce that often and actually get value out of it, so they've changed it to make it so when you hit an enemy with Heart of Crimson, while they're affected by Blood Hex or Swarm, it increases your movement and attack speed by 10% for 4 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times for a 30% bonus. So this is going to be very spicy. You're still going to see this talent, you know, for the high skill Lilith players, picking it over Cursed Accord, because it doesn't nerf your damage. That's the main reason why people like this talent. But now this talent actually provides way more of a buff, because if you think about it, when you're putting swarms on point, you're often, you know, hitting the enemy tank, as well as, you know, hitting your own tank. And so, if you put a swarm down here, and then you're just free-firing at the tank, guess what? Oh my gosh, I'm Furia! We've got like a Wrath bonus going on here. And if you want to play Damaged Lilith now, and hex the enemies, and maybe use the card that gives you healing when you hit them, then holy crap, look at that fire rate increase. Put a swarm down, we'll bam. Oh my gosh, dude, that's crazy. Boof, 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 just ramp it up. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is definitely a lot more powerful than old Murderous Intent. I am kind of scared to see what Lilith players are going to do with this one. Alright, here's the biggest change this patch that made me go, huh? Cat Burglar got a pretty massive nerf. So, Cat Burglar now reduces, it's got its damage reduced by 5% from 30 to 25%, but it also got its duration reduced from 5 seconds to 3 seconds. So, yeah, they nerfed this talent, just for some reason. I thought Maeve was pretty balanced. I don't know. Last I checked, she's, like, fine. Really confused by this change, especially because, like, the only change that Maeve really needed was for this talent to get removed, because it's a blemish on her otherwise perfectly balanced and designed kit. Like, Street Justice is terrible. Get this out of here. But they instead just decided, hey, let's really destroy the duration of Cat Burglar and nerf its damage too. Very weird change coming out here from Evil Mojo. I still think you'll probably see it a lot, because it is still a raw damage increase. So, you'll probably still people preferring this talent to Rogue's Gambit. But, you know, with this nerf, maybe you will see a little bit more Rogue's Gambit? I don't know. Such a confusing change. Alright, now this is a nice change to Maldamba. It's not perfect, but it's a step in the right direction. Ripened Gourd now deals 40% less damage to enemies, but it heals for twice as much. So, kind of turning it into Cursed Accord for Lilith. Before, it did no damage at all, so you were completely losing that value, and especially also that ultimate generation, throughout the course of a match. So yeah, if I just throw my ultimate over here... There we go. Now, throw the Gourd down. That's going to generate me a bit of ultimate charge now. Whereas previously with this talent, it wouldn't do that, because it wasn't doing damage to the enemies. We just got 16% ultimate charge from one Gourd. So it's definitely doing less damage. But the point is now, we are able to do damage. And that's the important thing, right? For that ultimate generation. And also, again, the trickle damage, it adds up. It pierces through shields, so, you know, if you put a Gourd on the ground and Fernando's standing in it, you'll still hit him behind the shield. So, you know, the Gourd damage has incredible utility. Picking this talent to remove the damage, honestly, was just a waste. Now, this talent is certainly a lot more effective. Will it replace Mending Spirits? I don't think so. But, this is a step in the right direction. I'm very glad to see this. Boys, Omen finally got a nerf. Aphotic Reaver, Umbral Lance, was, disgusting last patch. Oh, it's been disgusting for a while with the More card, since its release, basically. And now, it's been changed. So Umbral Lance no longer ramps down, but its spread is reduced by 50%, and its fire rate is reduced by 30%. So basically kind of in the middle of the shotgun and the rifle. So the idea is it's going to be less effective now. I'm going to pick this build to show it without the more card first. Actually, wait, this has more in it. This one. Yeah, this one. There we go. So, yeah, you can see the spread there. You didn't really notice it versus the Ying there. But yeah, there is spread to this. And if we back up a little bit more... Oof, yeah. So it gets a lot less effective at this range. This is way less reliable at range. It's way more random, you saw there. And against the squishy target, you're almost never going to be hitting these 500 procs here. So this is a major nerf to Omen. Because even if you run more, yeah. I mean, it's just going to be a lot less consistent. So you're going to have to get closer with more. I guess if they want to keep more as a card, this is a way to kind of keep it balanced, sort of. Because this talent will still make it very reliable in close quarters. And, you know, it's still going to be busted here. But yeah, it's just that range has been significantly cut down. Alright, now here is a ridiculously spicy change. This is crazy. You guys want to play some Mother's Grace Ruckus? Because that's what's about to go down right now. Flux Generator got a shield increase. First of all, it's now 1500. It reduces its cooldown by 1 second. And it also gives you immunity to crowd control while Emitter is active. Oh my gosh. What a huge buff to Flux Generator coming out of left field here. See how I just popped this? I cannot be knocked back, stunned, silenced, crippled, you name it. That's ridiculous. Now, bear in mind, it's only while the shield is active, so once Wrecker comes into play, he's still going to be hurt significantly. But the shield, you know, at base, what is it? A 2,000 shield, so add 1,500 shield to that. That is a 3,500 health personal shield. That is basically twice Torvald's personal bubble. So, you're still going to get probably a second or so of crowd control immunity, even when Wrecker is in play, because it's just that tanky. So... yeah, crowd control immunity on Ruckus now. That's very interesting. Ultimately, I still don't know if even this is enough to make it picked over Aerial Assault, because that extra mobility is just so pertinent and mandatory for Ruckus, because he's basically a giant flank. I still think something should maybe be done about, like, putting it somehow in base kit, and then adjusting him accordingly, just so he can have 3 dashes and be able to use his kit properly, like with the rest of the talents. I don't know. He's kind of a tough beast to balance because he's basically a 1-talent pony. And even with this change, I mean, just considering how Wrecker affects it and the fact that you lose mobility by not picking Aerial Assault, I still don't know if this is going to be, you know, picked at all for Ruckus. But certainly, at the very least, for the people who are just starting out on Ruckus and have no idea how to play him, Flux Generator is going to be a lot more reliable for them, and maybe in some super niche circumstances, maybe it'll work. I don't know. Alright, and last but not least, we have a very spicy balance change for Vaatu. Oh no! AndrewChicken killed Vaatu, because he made a video, one time, where he actually explained why Evil Mojo doesn't want to nerf Vaatu, because he's balanced around being a very high-skill character who only a few people can play to his maximum potential, and then suggested like 3 very small things that he didn't even want all of them to be done at the same time, and then also suggested a buff for Vaatu that would make him feel better to play. AndrewChicken killed Vaatu! Is what some people are saying right now. They're wrong. They're stupid. No. This is not even remotely close to any of the changes I suggested. It's actually very spicy, and very controversial, I will probably also say. Enveloping Shadows now has an internal cooldown of 3 seconds. So you can still get the 10% cooldown reduction after hitting an enemy with at least 1 kunai, so you can still snipe people for the cooldown reduction with just 1. But it now has an internal cooldown, which is very spicy, and I'm not sure how to feel about it. It seems very weird, and it makes this talent a lot less consistent. So let's pick this. And then my main build, by the way, it only has cooldown reduction on kill. On the Shadow Bombs for, 8%. So, I'm going to have fire on the Fernando here so I don't kill him. So we throw the Shadow Bombs.
All to pieces.
Cooldown reduction. And only now do we get another proc of cooldown reduction. So, yeah. It's a lot less consistent. Here again, I'll ambush. Just complete the cooldown of that. Throw the shadow bombs. Bam. 3 and bam. So you throw one shot, get the cooldown reduction. Then throw 3 more shots, and then your next shot after those 3 shots will get you the cooldown reduction. So do this. The first shot and the last shot in your mag, basically now. Your mag. will get you the cooldown reduction. So that's, yeah, 2 out of every 5 shots will get you cooldown reduction. Yikes. Or I guess 1 out of every 4 shots, more likely, or more accurately described. This is a very controversial change. And I'm not really liking it. This is not what I would do to change Vatu. This is really inconsistent. I like consistency in my flanks. It's kind of gross, actually. So yeah, not the Vatu change I expected at all. And you'll probably see a lot more people play either Omnipresence or Unerring now. I've seen a lot of people, a disturbing amount of people, play Unerring, just because it has auto-aim, and I guess they suck at aiming. I personally think Omnipresence will be better now, just because it gives you that additional charge of ambush, allows you to get out of places more effectively because you can target allies, right? Have to exit that little spawn area, but yeah, it also, by the way, gives you auto-aim on your ambush, so if you're struggling to hit your ambush, it's easier now, too. So, you know, for those of you who want auto-aim from Unerring, you can get auto-aim from Omnipresence instead, and actually get more value out of your mobility. So, there's that. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But yeah, last change for Vatu there. That's, yeah, a very controversial change for sure. Hey. There were also a very minor amount of bug fixes this update. I'll go ahead and read them off now. There are a few general bug fixes. They fixed an issue where quests were not showing the amount of event pass XP they awarded, and also fixed an issue where gamepad players could accidentally buy items even when the item shop was closed. I know that last one is going to be a huge one, because I know gamepad players have a lot of issues with the item shop, and that's one of them that's been hammered down, so that's really good to see. They fixed an issue where Bomb King on poor connections could infinitely deploy Poppy Bomb, which is an interesting bug. I haven't seen that one myself, but good that that's been fixed. And then the major bug that they've spent all their time fixing, which is why there are so few bug fixes this patch, is the Imani bug, where Imani was crashing players, and they had no idea why, because it was a really enigmatic bug. It happened randomly to all sorts of people. It had to do with the ultimate. They knew at least that much. But yeah, it took a lot of resources to fix this bug. And Imani, I'm happy to report, is playable again. She will no longer crash your game by doing this. So, yeah, huge W. Wait, did they fix the fall-off bug as well? Or am I... Nope, they didn't fix the fall-off bug. I was just actually in range there. So yeah, still a bit of a buggy mess, this character, in terms of the dragon. It's getting a lot better, you know, it doesn't dox your location now, the neck isn't broken, it doesn't crash players anymore. But yeah, still that fall-off bug. Still sometimes this won't work, although in my opinion, or at least in my experience, that's been somewhat rare for me these days.
Killing spree.
But yeah, Imani is just officially one step closer to being a real playable character. Yay! So yeah, that has been the Aico's Vault update, the last update of the year. It's one of those mid-patch updates, kind of like the community patch, where they just do some balance, they do some skins. It's not a major update with a new character or anything crazy like that, although this was still a pretty chunky update in terms of the balance we got, the skins we got, even if most of them are recolors, and the Dragon's Call update returning, which I'm very excited to play. So definitely can't wait to check that out. And, yeah, just let me know what you think about this update in the comment section down below. I know there's a lot of spicy stuff to talk about, so let me know your opinions down there. Also, make sure to check me out on Twitch. We'll be streaming the patch later, so, yeah, definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you want to buy crystals, again, make sure to do it at my Nexus, where you can support me in the process, doing something you were going to do anyways, because you want to buy all of these wonderful skins in the Demons and Revenants chest. And also, yeah, hit that subscribe button, press the notifications button, do the YouTube things, and yeah, with all that being said, thank you guys for watching. I will see you all next time. Peace out.